I don't hold my tongue for nobody. If I got something to say to Ray, I'll say it to Ray.
This is SportsCenter.
Looked like the nation's number 2 would go down for the 4th straight week, but BC with the bananas comeback, we're going right back out to Blacksburg. After an offensive explosion in Game 1, Game 2 turns into a pitcher's duel. See who broke through in Beantown. And as the wildfires continue in Southern California, see how its effect on the sports world is far-reaching, plus the latest on the Chargers' future. And David Stern says half of the league's refs have broken rules on gambling. Hear why the NBA commissioner will not punish them. I know. How is mine right now?
It's work, but I appreciate you trying.
All right, what's good? SportsCenter on 2 turntables. Stuart Scott and Neil Everett coming up. Red Sox trying to go for double figures in 4 straight postseason games. They already got the record of 3 last night. All the highlights and analysis of World Series Game 2 as soon as it's done.
Yeah, we're going to kick off with Thursday Night Football on ESPN. Many of you just saw the number 2 team in the country break that number 2 team in the country jinx. Let's go to Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, and why does it always rain on me? BCS 2, Boston College against BCS 8, Virginia Tech. Sean Glennon going to get the quarterback nod. Tyrod Taylor, he's injured first quarter. Glennon 3rd and 7 at his own 27. Eddie Royal over the middle, 21 yards, and it's a first down. Same drive, different quarter, 3rd and 7. Glennon scrambles right, end zone. Royal, no signal at first. Look at the referee. Did you see it? I didn't see it, man. Did you see it? I saw it. I'm going to say I saw it. This is what we all saw. So what did you think you saw? Foot down, ball caught. But does he have possession? Foot out of bounds. Now he's got possession. So what did they say? Well, they called it a touchdown on the field. Got to be they did not overturn it. Virginia Tech gets 7-0 and they won their last 34 when scoring first. Matt Ryan, our Craig James, said he's your Heisman man right now. Did not look Heisman in the first half. He fumbles there, lost at 13. Next Boston College possession. Under pressure again. Remember, this is BC's first conference game in 6 weeks. Ryan throws it away. Boston College down, trails at the half for just the first time this season. Had just 10 yards rushing in the first half. 3rd quarter, and, well, Ryan's receiver falls down, and Brandon Flowers says, thank you very much, I'll take that. And Virginia Tech has the football. Later in the 3rd, same score, Hokies with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Off play action, Glennon pump fake. Royal deep down the right sideline, 42 yards. That leads to a Virginia Tech field goal. And they look like they're in good shape, up 10-0. Boston College can't get anything going. They got Ryan under control. Here he's intercepted by G.J. Parker, 2nd of the game. And with 6 minutes left, it looks like Frank Beamer's squad has got this one in the bag. 2 minutes to go. And here comes Matt Ryan and Boston College. Touchdown pass there to Rich Gunnell, and all of a sudden we've got a 10-7 game after the extra point. Now, Frank Beamer, he's in the Special Teams Coaching Hall of Fame, but his boys let him down on the onside kick. And how many onside kicks have you seen executed where the team executing the onside kick recovers? Here, Boston College gets it, and Ryan goes to work. We're under a minute to go. He's scrambling around. Doug Flutie not calling this game, by the way. I think he's at Fenway Park. But Ryan is trying to channel it to Kevin Challenger right there.
I thought it was Gerald Phelan for a second.
Well, Phelan's going to make an appearance here very shortly for those of you who watch. 20 seconds left. It's a 3rd and 20. Again, Ryan, and he throws a cross body.
Get out of here.
That's the kind of throw where Craig James says, see, that's why I told you that guy's my Heisman winner. Coach Jagosinski says, oh, yeah, we remain undefeated. Unbelievable comeback in Blacksburg.
Not a cool
Boston College. Hey, here's another look from up top. This will be our Phelan look, because we'll give Andre Callender. He'll reprise the role of Phelan, and Ryan wearing 12 instead of 22 goes end zone, and he gets it done. And Boston College comes back with 14 late to shock Virginia Tech in Blacksburg. Matt Ryan, 25 of 52, 285 yards, 2 touchdowns, the 2 picks we showed you. He's 22-4 as a starter. And I'll tell you what, if you're Frank Beamer, the athletic director of Virginia Tech, do not schedule Boston College on ESPN on a Thursday night. Virginia Tech is 13-3 on Thursday nights on ESPN. All 3 losses to Boston College. All 4 of Boston College's remaining opponents have records above 500. They've got at least 2 losses in ACC play. The teams on this schedule: Florida State, at Maryland, at Clemson, and then Miami, Florida. Boston College runs the table, currently 2 in the BCS. You would expect to see them in that big money game. Now, it looked like it was going to be the jinx of number 2 continued. Of course, remember 3 weeks ago, perhaps the biggest upset of the year, number 2 USC loses to Stanford by a point. Pete Carroll's club takes that loss. They got a big game at Eugene this week. This was at California, who had won at Eugene, and then they moved to 2 in the BCS. And Oregon State, Mike Riley's Beaver Nation, beats them by 3 and shocks them at Cal. Then last Thursday, number 2 South Florida, a game on ESPN. They go up to Rutgers, and last year's Cinderfellas knock off this year's Cinderfellas, Jim Levitt's club, and that was no good. And then tonight, until Ryan starts channeling Flutie, it looks like Boston College and another number 2 are going down. But he heard what Craig James said. He said, I got to play Heisman-like, right, fellas?
Well, Lane Stadium is certainly stunned. Boston College dodges the upset. Like the other 3 losses by number 2 teams, this game came down to the final seconds, and it was a completely different football game in the last 4 from the first 56 minutes.
Yeah, well, first of all, like I told you, there was plenty of time for Boston College, right? But I'll tell you what, this game showed me a couple of things. Number one, Boston College coming in here as the number 2 team. They didn't play a great ball game, but they did what championship teams have to do. You got to find ways to win. You got to get it done when the game's on the line. And then for Matt Ryan as an individual, Heisman-type guy, he proved it tonight. I mean, he showed, because his supporting cast is not a great cast around him. And those last couple drives, he was spectacular.
Well, a few things really stood out to me here tonight. It was one of the deals where it's my first night game at Lane Stadium. Very intense, very emotional. They came in, and they withstood the pressure of the crowd. The wide receivers at Boston College didn't show up for the first 3 quarters. They showed up in the 4th quarter. Matt talked about it after the game when he said our receivers went out and made some plays. Matt Ryan scrambling around. He's not the fastest guy on the field, but the guy bought time for his receivers to get open 4 or 5 different occasions on that last drive. I mean, the guy was unbelievable at buying time and not giving up and just going for the field goal, but keeping his eyes downfield for the touchdown.
And they're shut out until the final few minutes. They drive 90-plus yards for a touchdown, and then Jagosinski elects, despite the fact that he had 2 timeouts, to use an onside kick. Right. And Josh Morgan, he's one of the receivers for the Hokies, on the hand seam up there, couldn't quite collect the ball short of the 10-yard mark.
He did the right thing. You're taught to go get the ball, make a decision, go for the ball. Morgan probably makes that play 9 out of 10 times. Just didn't do it tonight.
And you would have expected a wide receiver to be able to make that play, and this is the touchdown. Matt Ryan buying time, but never left his eyes from downfield. Finds Callender in the back of the end zone. The Hokie defense kind of took a little bit of a break on that scramble, and they get the touchdown.
Which you can understand, guys, because when a quarterback is moving that far and that hard to the other side of the field, the likelihood of him being able to throw back across the field, across his body like that deep, is not good. Jags takes a blow. The offensive lineman, he goes down to the QB.
He didn't mind. He's all smiles. Ryan, you can see, far more effective in the last 2 drives than he was the first 12 drives of the ball game. This has repercussions. Obviously, BC continues to have command of its division in the ACC. They could get a rematch with the Hokies in Jacksonville. This loss doesn't really hurt Sean Glennon and the Hokies' chances. It's a painful loss for sure for the guy forced into starting duty with the injury to Taylor, who's expected back pretty soon. But for the national championship, Chase, you have to ask yourself the question. The computers will continue to like BC. The pollsters, though, what do you think? Would you continue to vote BC number 2 if you had them 2 coming in? They didn't quite handle this team nearly as easily as, say, number 3 LSU did earlier in the year.
I have not had them that high with my ballot. Right. I've had them at 10. I mean, I really have been waiting to see this football game to see what kind of character and team they had. I got to tell you, I'm on the bandwagon, man. To come in here with the character that they had, they deserve to be number 2 in the country right now. Impressive win.
I'm impressed with them, too. Now, I saw LSU last week. I still think, to me, they're the best team that I've seen in person, but they didn't look as good the last couple weeks as they did September 8th when they played Virginia Tech. So a lot of things changed during the course of the season. I still think what BC did tonight was impressive because they came in here and they stole one at the end in a game that they were pretty much outplayed for a good portion of the game.
And for a rookie head coach in college football, Jagosinski does a good job. It's very narrow focus, very businesslike, very matter-of-fact. You wonder if his Eagles can keep it together now for 4 more regular season ACC wins against teams that all have winning records and then win a conference championship game. If they can do all that, who knows? It could be one of the longest of long shots in a championship. Long way to go, but they cleared a major hurdle here tonight in Lane Stadium with a dramatic rally for the ages.
Well, Matt Ryan in the first half of this ball game did not look Heisman-like. He was 14 of 33, and they had nothing on the scoreboard. Last two drives, 9 of 15, 157 yards in the air, 184 yards total, comeback win, and Boston College 8-0 for the first time since 1942.
As the NFL gets set to play in London, hear why Jerry Jones says he won't bring his Cowboys abroad, but why he may be forced to go anyway. You cannot miss which team Sean Salisbury says is the most immature, meaning their head coach firmly on the hot seat. And Junior Seau may be a Patriot, but his roots are in Diego, how the devastating wildfires are affecting him and other athletes.
The Ford F-150 is equipped with vented disc brakes, standard on all four wheels. They're vented so they stay cooler, perform better, and maximize stopping power. So even though you'll probably never have to haul a 30,000-pound aircraft, at least you know you can stop one.
The new game demands today's stars show skills at a whole new level. The new RBK Edge uniform is designed to get them there. Bold, breathable, lightweight. Built for speed and power. Put one on and feel how the game has evolved. The new RBK Edge system, evolution of the hockey uniform. Now playing at Dick's Sporting Goods.
SportsCenter, brought to you by the Ford F-150, built Ford tough. And Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's.
Just gave you 2 and 8 from the BCS. Get you ready for the weekend. Number 1, Ohio State at Penn State. Joe Paterno delivering pizzas to those camped out for the best seats. Your best seat, ABC 8 Eastern Saturday. Not that long ago, Cal was 2 in the BCS, lost 2 in a row. Now trying to kill the Arizona State buzz. Sun Devils 4th in the BCS, host the Bears. First time in 6 seasons, USC is the underdog. Oregon favored by 3 to win in Eugene, and the game against the BCS's 5th and 12th place teams. West Virginia back in the national title picture. 7th in the BCS. The Mountaineers are at Rutgers Saturday. That is noon on ABC. Our .com poll question of the night: which game is most likely to feature an upset this Saturday? Do you like Penn State? Do you like Cal? Do you like USC? Or do you like Rutgers? Those 4 would be your dogs. You log on later on. We'll tell you what you told us on this here program.
Question of the night, brought to you by the 7-passenger Mazda CX-9, winner of the 2008 Motor Trend Sport Utility of the Year.
In the wake of the Tim Donaghy scandal, NBA referees and gambling are an awkward match for the same sentence. But in a situation that has nothing to do with Donaghy's felony, NBA Commissioner David Stern surprised a lot of people today. He not only acknowledged more than half of his 56 referees had violated league policies about casino gambling, but instead of punishing them, he's considering altering policy and allowing refs to gamble in casinos in the offseason as long as they're not betting in sports books. ESPN NBA analyst Jackie McMullen reacts with Jay Harris.
There's a big difference between what Tim Donaghy did and what these referees were doing. Think about it. You're on a cruise with your family, you wander down to the casino, you pull a slot machine, or maybe you throw some dice. That's a lot different than the charges against Donaghy. And if you want to punish the referees for that sort of behavior and want to follow the rule to the letter of the law, then you got a problem, because up to half of your referees are going to have to be punished.
Well, then why alter the policy at all?
Well, because I don't think David Stern's big on people breaking rules. So if you alter the rules and make them more specific and make it understandable what you're talking about, the kind of gambling that is prohibited, and some of it's obvious. Obviously, you're not supposed to bet on any kind of sporting games, particularly basketball games. That's common sense. But is there any harm? Does it impugn the integrity of an NBA official to go to a casino with his family and play a game of blackjack? I would say the answer to that is no, and apparently Stern feels the same way.
What does this statement or this latest news do to the NBA's credibility issue that it had after the Donaghy scandal?
Well, it certainly doesn't help the credibility issue, and I'm sure that there are plenty of fans who are going to have fun with these officials anyway. Now they're going to hear cracks about blackjack and doubling down and all the rest of that. But I've talked to a number of the referees over the months of this particular scandal. They're prepared for that anyway. They're pretty thick-skinned or they wouldn't be in this job, and they're going to move on. Their feeling all along was this was one rogue official who tried to drag them into this mess, and believe me, he's not a very popular guy among those officials right now.
As it stands right now, the NBA prevents its officials from entering the gambling area of a casino or doing any betting at all except for going to the racetracks during the offseason. Still ahead on SportsCenter, 7 weeks into the NFL season, which head coaches' jobs are in jeopardy and who's done enough to get off the hot seat? Sean Salisbury weighs in. And Ray Lewis called out Adalius Thomas as a coward. Thursday, the All-Pro linebacker Adalius fired back at him, saying he went after his integrity. You cannot miss how all this goes down.
One man will master time to become the ultimate weapon. Time Shift this October, rated mature.
Want another word for temptation? Try chocolate. We all love it. But what if we couldn't have it? That was reality for people trying to eat less sugar. Until candy companies partnered with Cargill to create a new generation of sugar-free chocolate. Our expertise in sugar replacers improved the taste and sweetened their candy sales by taking the sugar out and leaving the desire in. This is how Cargill works with customers.
Hey, did you see that game last night?
Did you just question my fanhood in front of the ladies?
Does your fanhood need questioning?
Watch more live sports online than ever before on ESPN360.com and never let them question your fanhood. The Golf Channel's on Comcast. And with Comcast, you can get the Golf Channel anytime you want it, any way you want it. See the PGA Tour's best in stunning quality with Comcast High Definition. It's the closest thing to being there. Watch Golf Channel programming on your schedule with Channel 1 on demand from Comcast. And with Comcast high-speed internet, you can enjoy news, analysis, tips, shows, and more at blazing fast speeds on the fan at Comcast.net. It's the best of Golf Channel on Comcast. For more information, call 1-800-COMCAST or visit Comcast.com/sports today.
Where did these famous people go after school? The same place that 3,000 youth in our area go, the Boys and Girls Club. So where do you go after school? Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeast Georgia, the positive place for kids and teens.
The home part of the San Diego Chargers